Hi guys, my name is Datte and I'm head instructor of WCI Oxford and WCI Didcot School. I teach Wing Chun Kung Fu for a living, and what I'd like to do is simply explain you what is Wing Chun Kung Fu, okay? And I'm gonna just explain you obviously a slight history of it, not the big one. I'm not going into the numbers, I'm not going into the history like from books, whatever's written there, but I'll just give you a slight understanding when it comes from, when it was created, the purpose of martial arts in general, obviously, and also explaining you in a kind of example why Wing Chun is so amazing and why do I do that. I'm not here to convince you to do it, because martial arts are designed for us, not that we are designed for martial arts. So we need to kind of find the best art that suits us the best. So let me explain you first about the martial arts, how I see what is martial art. If you think about it, martial arts were created hundreds of years ago, some of them thousands of years ago. And originally, how I see it, they were created specifically for self-defense, okay? In old days, people used to fight. There was not much weapons available. Maybe they would grab a stick or something like that, and they used to fight. But why they were fighting for? For survival and self-defense, okay? So for example, animals were killed by humans because humans needed to eat, and they used to use all kind of weapons. They created a fighting system that would help them to get the food, okay? So then people invaded each other's cities, villages or countries. Again, they had to create some form of system that people can fight and defend their own countries, their own kids, their own families, their own houses, and so on, And what is a martial art? Martial art is the collective way of the one systemized movements, like some systemized movements, put into a certain part, into a certain system that and trained it to many people at the same time, okay? So I don't know a single martial art that would be only known by one person, okay, or three. Usually most of the martial arts were originally created to teach a group of people, okay? Because that's how they have the system. And obviously in old days, the group of people would be a villagers or the households, starting with house people. The granddad would teach Kung Fu to the kids, and then there would be more kids coming, and there would be more people learning Kung Fu, and that's how it would expand, So Wing Chun originally was created to defend against a bigger people, so small people against bigger people. And actually Wing Chun is weapon-free martial arts. We do teach bow staff and butterfly knives because that's obviously where Kung Fu comes from, and it helps you to understand a little bit of more Wing Chun theories, principles and mottos. But originally it was an open hand martial art, okay? It's a close range and you are relying on structure or physical strength. Meaning that if I'm smaller and you're greater, strength against strength will not help, but structure will help. And what we mean by that is, think about a person doing plank position or doing press-ups or pull-ups. You'll find out that actually sometimes the skinniest guy can do more than the big muscly guy, Because muscles don't necessarily provide you with ability to be fast and be able to maintain your body positions. It can make you quite clumsy as well, So structure is the base of Wing Chun, and this is why Wing Chun works. And the structure comes from understanding physics and body mechanics. So you have to be a little bit of scientific there to truly understand how your body works. And what works for me might not work for you, okay? We know the strongest structure on the earth, in the world, is a pyramid. We all know that, and we know why. The human's body can become quite strong as well. Obviously, everything has got limits. But if you don't understand how your body works, your body mechanics, that is very important. So this is why Wing Chun itself can't actually be properly taught to children, because children have no concept of understanding the physics, body mechanics, structures they can create. But what they are good at drilling, not questioning, and just soaking in information, so they become sponges. And at some point around age of 10, 11, sometimes 9, something clicks there and they get it. That's how it works. So next thing about Wing Chun is, obviously, as I said, it's very important to understand your structure. The other things that I admire about Wing Chun, it is actually kind of if you translate it, it's not necessarily art of fighting, but it's kind of collective set of theories, principles, and mottos. Okay, so any moves that we do has been backed up by theories, principles, or mottos, or even all of them. Yeah, and what it means that if you're a true Wing Chun practitioner, a master, any things that you could do, you can actually justify as long as you know according to that a theory, principle, and motto. Yeah. However, if you meet another master who comes up to justifying it with a better theory or kind of arguing against your theory and saying, yeah, but if you would do, that theory would apply, then obviously if that are better, that person wins. Okay. And the most important theory in Wing Chun, the most important, according to all of them, this is what actually is the core, that if you can justify to that one, you're kind of winning, is centerline theory and a concept of shortest distance between 2 points of straight line, or theory of that. Yeah, these are the two things that is a core of the Wing Chun. Okay, so if you say, yeah, but I use wedge theory, and person says, yeah, but if you would do that, you would use centerline theory, and that's how it would make it more efficient. So that goes you to a more efficient way. And let me explain you about centerline theory so you understand it. Yeah, that's from my point of view. Obviously, you can find all kind of different explanations, but I'll just give you the example how I can explain it in really simplified way. Okay. As a human being, you have the core in your center. Chinese say it's a chi. We call it solar plexus. Okay. And that is the point. If somebody punches you, if you fall on the ground and you hit it, you get winded. When you get winded, all the oxygen goes out of your body. Okay, so that means that your brain goes into, oh my God, I can't breathe, I need an oxygen. Your muscles can't function without oxygen, remember that. Yeah, so this is why it's very hard for you to get up at that point. It's very hard for you to do anything until you get the breath back in. Okay, and some people get winded for 5 seconds, some people get winded for 30 seconds, and longer is a period of time, harder it's for you to defend yourself once you're on the ground. Okay, so this is your core, this is your chi. Also from there, all the energy can come out. It can also go into it. Yeah, that's what you need to understand. How do we determine it as when we defend ourselves? We actually teach a complete beginner student 3 center lines. The one is called vertical center lines. It divides your body from left to right. Okay, and purpose of that is because on the side of that center line, you have all your major organs. Yep, all of them that you need to protect. Okay. And what you need to understand, that economy of motion means that you are able to do 2 things or 3 things at the same time. It's simultaneous defense and attacks that we say. So you defend and attack at the same time. Okay, so if somebody punches towards me and I'm going out in the center, then that means that I understand that I can hit them at the same time and I can use my wedge theory at the same time as long as they use a central line. Yeah, so it goes back to the central line theory. However, it doesn't mean that we don't have shapes that goes across the body. But what it means that if your shape goes across the body, if you destroy your concept of central line theory, then you need to rebuild a different concept. Okay, so then you move. That's very important. If your hand goes past central line, then you have to make sure you move out of the way because you're gonna get hit. Yeah. Also, you can't defend yourself by using actually your punch because you're offline. Yeah. So what we teach is that most of the times that you should aim as a martial artist, that your left hand protects left side of your body and right hand protects your right side of the body. Okay, that is very simple. But if your hands gets crossed, then you need to regain the central line. Okay, then you need to recover. That's when you go to true defense because you can't attack. That's when you need to retreat or step aside, and that's where you're going to lose. And that's a simple understanding of Wing Chun, vertical central line. Okay, the horizontal central line is the line that divides your top part of the body, so that's from your groin area up to the head into the halves, and that is the one that goes through your solar plexus. Okay, and again, what we say by that one, that you have hands facing always upwards, and your elbows are kind of, and your other hand, obviously your back hand, your guard, your elbows are in a line to protect downwards position. So what it means that when you need to defend below the actual like this horizontal center line, then your arm will simply straighten downwards. Yeah, it's simply going to go downwards. We're not going to bend over. We're just going to straighten our arm. Yeah, these are low punches, for example. But the point where they meet, that's your solar plexus. From that core inside of your body, not in front of your body, because that's a mistake, inside of your body, if you're projecting a straight line when you punch, that's going to be your actual center line. We say from the core to your opponent's core, yeah, but I would like to change that. That's where you're going to find it in many books. I don't agree with that, yeah, because that is a little bit incorrect, yeah. We're looking at your actual center line. That's from your core into the straightest point when your arm is completely straight, so not downwards. And what I mean by that, your arm is effectively in your throat height, so from your core to your throat, yeah, that trajectory. So that is the shortest distance between 2 points. Anything that goes down, you're losing a reach, okay? Anything that goes up, you're losing a reach because you can travel in a kind of half circle. Anything that goes straight, that's your maximum reach. So if you need to defend yourself against somebody who is exact height as you are, you know you're punching them in the throat. Okay, but because it was designed to defend against somebody who was greater than you are, this is where this becomes, in old fashion, the actual center line into the solar plexus of the person who you're fighting against. The original story comes from a little girl or young woman, about 14, 16, defending herself against a guy she's supposed to marry. Yeah, married back in China, and the guy was big, and this is where it comes from. So that's your actual center line. So you're thinking about, if you defend against somebody who's bigger than you are, then maybe this will be correct because you're going to punch into their solar plexus and you're going to take them down. Okay, is that one punch? And this is when that works. But if you just think about your own body instead of your opponent's body, then that goes into your own shoulder height when your arm is straight, yeah? And that gives you this movement. The shortest distance between 2 points is straight line, okay? So from one point to another point is straight line. And if you want to go and get something, you have to travel that straight line. And that's when all of the other theories comes after, because all of the other theories actually are based on redirections. Like in a life, let's say, if I want to go and get the promotion, yeah, I just have to go and get it. But before I go and get promotion at work, firstly I need to write a great CV and also the letter, you know, that follows up with it. Also have to send it to correct position. I know that stats are that maybe if I apply for 16 great positions, if I want to get promotions, I'll get 1 job out of that. These are the stats. Based on, obviously, that's also is based on if I'm a really qualified person and there's only a few positions available, it might be harder or easier, depends on obviously how many people are applying for the position, okay? But in general, an average within all the positions, stats are 16 applications, 1 nice job, okay? So if I want that to happen, I know the first objection is I need to write the CV and letter. Second one is I have to turn up for interviews, and there will be many interviews before I will get the job, okay? Third one, maybe I'll be invited back for second interview. Fourth one, I have to get through the trial. And fifth one, I have to be maybe properly employed, but maybe there's going to be more steps in between, yeah? So for example, one of the steps would be my car broke down, I can't travel, yeah? That's a silly thing, yeah? But the thing is these are objections. And all of the other theories simply helps you to get back on that center line, on your core concept, on your core goal, okay? That's what are the other theories for. So when somebody says, I use wedge theory, then remember, if you're a great master, you can always say, yeah, but I can see how you could have used a centerline theory, okay? So remember that, guys. Wing Chun is a collective set of theories, principles, and mottos, and it teaches you not just how to use them in self-defense on the streets that we focus on, but also how to apply these in your life so you can succeed and achieve what you want. And when it comes to your children, when they come to Kung Fu and they learn Wing Chun, you have to watch them growing and you're going to see them changing, yeah? But it is installing the core values at early age, at age of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, to see the results when they're 18, 19, 20. You might see small results at the age of 4, maybe 5, but don't expect too much from your child. That's only a child. Yeah, they're only learning. As long as we work on these core values, as long as we're developing your child, as long as you're developing with your child and you understand these Wing Chun theories, principles, and mottos, everything is happening just fine. Yeah, and in the long term, Children who learn Wing Chun Kung Fu will be the ones who's going to succeed. The same as many other martial arts students, yeah, because children are learning life skills before they learn how to fight. For us adults and grown-ups, we need to learn a realistic, practical and effective self-defense. But also we do need those life skills, okay? We do need to have life skills to achieve the greater goals. So I hope this explains you what is Wing Chun, what it is. And obviously, probably you can see the reason why do I do it. I don't do it for self-defense. Yeah, I do it simply because I admire these theories, principles and mottos. So wait for the next video. I'm gonna work on a different theories during this kind of channel, but this is just introduction for your central line theory, okay? So I hope it helps for you to understand it better, and I hope you don't think of Wing Chun as something really much religious, because it's not really as much religious, but it's more like the way of living your life, yeah? And those who are interested to try Kung Fu, at this moment I teach Zoom lessons. Also I teach in Oxford and Didcot sessions at this moment in the park. That's now, because it's locked down. But as we go back, you know, to full-time timetables, hopefully from September, you can guys be able to join in for the classes in the community centres. So I'll see you soon, and for more information visit my website, that is wcioxford.co.uk. See you.